everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. Today our topic is on constructors in object-oriented programming. My group members are Honaji Desle, so now Honaji Desle will continue. Okay.
My topic is what is constructor. The constructor is special method, a unique method designed specifically of object or initialization. The constructor is special method of. My topic is what is construction. The main method, special method, a unique method designed specifically for object and initialization. The constructor is a special method of a class. It is used to initialize objects and other things. Automatic invocation. Call automatic whenever a new object is created and they have it is the same name as the class. What is same name? Always share the exact name as it a class. It has the same name as the class. Constructor bridge the gap between they have class definition, usable objects. In using every instance start with proper and state and values. This is called automatically when object is created. It is helps setting initial value of variables. Key features of a construction. First, no return types. Constructor never specify a return type, not even a void. No return type, not even a odd. Second, automatic invocation. System automatically call the construction during object and creations. They have same name as a class. Third point, variable initialization. Sets the initial values for object, attribute and states. They use the initializing variable. Fourth point, method overloading. Multiple construction with a different parameter are permitted. They could use for initializing variable and constructor overloading is possible. Type of a construction. First type, default construction. No parameter, assigning default value automatically. Default construction, no parameter. Parameterized construction. Accept the argument to customize object and initialization. Take a input value or copy construction. They create a new object by copying exciting one C++. Copies one object to another object. They could have C++. And default construction is automatically create if not a return, and construction can be overloaded.
So first we will look for the default constructor. Basically, it is a constructor which does not have any parameters. Assign default value to variables. Create automatically if non-defined. So first we write the class name. Here our class name is student. We have to we take two data types, in integer ID and other we took string name. So in constructor we need to write the same class name over here. That's the main concept of the constructor. So student, we need to assign the value for ID and string name. So here we do ID equal to 0 and our string name into unknown. Now we need to display the both our ID and name. So system.out.println ID and name. Now we need to start our main method. So we need to create an object for the student. So the same class name, here we took a variable s1 to assign the value. So the syntax is student s1 equal to new student. So as we take s1 here, our function we took a display. So we need to display it. So we took s1.display and our default constructor program is over here. So now we look for the parameterized constructor. It is a constructor that accepts parameters, initializes values with user provided data, provide flexibility in object creation. The same other type of constructor is with parameters. So same we took student to inputs in int ID, string name. So over here the main parameter constructor means we need to take two parameters over here. So we took int I, string n. So we assign ID to I and name to n. We can assign these with help of this operator also, like this dot I equal to I and this dot n equal to n. Now we need to display both our ID and name. So we took system.out.println and we started our class main, and the same we created object here, but as we took parameters, so we need to assign some value of ID and the name. So over here we took ID as 101 and name as Rahul. And the same way how we complete how we need to discover is basically S1 and dot display. Now our constructor overloading. So in this we use a multiple constructor in one program only, define several constructors with different parameter lists in same class, choose the appropriate constructor based on available data requirement, compile and select the correct constructor and run the program based on it. So over here we took a class name as demo. Then as we know in constructor we need to take function with the same class name, so we took demo. Over here first we need to do default constructor, so we directly wrote our system.out.println default constructor. Now over here we took constructor with parameters, so we took int a system.out.println parameter constructor plus a. Over here we started our main method, so this was our default constructor, so we made an object for it without assigning any. So it output will come default constructor itself, and for the parameter as constructor we wrote some value like int a equal to 10. So our output for the parameter as constructor will come as as 10. Over here we don't need to make any type of like S1 dot display or S1 dot read, because we didn't took any function for it. Now copy constructor. Copy constructor creates a new object by copying the value from existing object. This is particularly common in OOP and Java. So over here we copy the values of the first constructor to another. So first we took here our class student, took two inputs, int ID and string name. As we know constructor that we need to use same class name, so student, and in that we took student as we assign our ID value as s.id and name as s.name. Now we need to display the both, so we took system.out.println ID and name. We close out the bracket. Now the main we started our main method. Publicity word means student s1. We create an object, assign a value for our parameter as constructor as s1 id as 101 and s1 name as Rahul. Now for the main syntax of the copy constructor is that student, our s2 is another object, new student, and the objects of our s1 show like 101 and Rahul will get copy in s2 itself. So we need to do s2 display, and our output will like 101 Rahul, same as we took in s1. Now what are the advantages of constructor? So easily initialization simplifies object creation with automatic step. We can directly write as like student s1 equal to new student. So this is a very shortcut method we using constructor to directly initialize our value, improve readability. The same makes our code clear and more maintainable. Instead of using other functions like void read, we need to take in simple program. As we take int a, int s, we need to display there what we took in it. Instead of this, we have shortcut. We can directly write our values in object, reduce method calls. That means we can directly write as s dot. As example, if you took void set data, so directly as dot set data. And last, overloading support. It means we can initialize multiple type of data type in one object only, like student. Over here it will be empty. We can write it as student integer. We can write it as student integer string. So we can initialize multiple data type in same student. We can initialize integer, string, double, float, all in one also. Now we will go ahead with another slide. So what are the key takeaways of our constructor? Essential OOP tool constructor are a very common tool in our object-oriented program. Every object uses a constructor when created. Simplified creation makes our coding faster and easier, as we saw in previous slide. Flexible type, different types like default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor, and as we need other options are also there. Real world use, it is widely used in our software development, used in making apps, systems and large programs. Thank you.